Hey there, chart friends. Lamont here from Chart Guys, checking in on the solar sector. Okay, so we are watching these ranges on the top and the bottom of the daily chart. For potential plays, if hourly can get oversold and overbought, that's what these two bars are, if this is your first time tuning in. And so while we were looking for plays at the upper limits of the range, there are plays to be had as well within the range. It's just I prefer to share the hourly setups, the larger time frame setups, because there's a whole night before the trading day when viewing it. So that daily bull break from yesterday did not get much follow through because we're kind of in this chop zone down here. You can see there's a bunch of activity here, a ton of volume there. This bell curve is start. I would not be surprised if we came down to test this area, just because there's just like a lot of gaps here, and price has been down here before and printed some volume down here. And typically, like if you trade volume profile, I'll show you. What you anticipate is for it to look like smooth mounds. So I wouldn't be surprised to come and fill that out because it looks kind of choppy. Okay, so something to consider. I still like these range plays, but if you're an intraday trader, maybe you want to play off of this smaller range, right? So if that's the case, then you really, because these are daily pivots that we're trying to capture with these upper ranges, and so they're set up for we will set them up in hourly oversold conditions. So for example, right now we move this one up, right? Because that's where RSI is over 70. RSI would be over 30 here, so that's fine. Roughly, these will change over time. But now if you want to be an intraday trader, then maybe you'll bottom fish like this, right? Because you're looking for hourly pivots, right? Hourly moves, hourly time frame. You want to be on the 5-minute. You want to make sure that you're scaling 5-minute oversold, right? So if we're bottom fishing this range here, then I want to include like one fill as soon as the 5-minute gets kind of oversold. And then I want to include another fill that would be a potential stop hunt. And I feel like this could be a potential stop hunt because if we look left, you'll see that there's some bottoms here. So that's an obvious place for stops. So do it like that. You put a fill right there so that you can be part of the liquidity hunt should it occur, should there be a stop hunt. And I really wouldn't be surprised. Okay, so this is what your trade setup would. And of course, when you scale into a larger range, you have to size down. That's the downside. But I prefer high hit rate strategies. If you are more aggressive, that's fine. Make your zones of interest a bit smaller. Your RR potentially, but risk being stopped out more, right? So you just have to evaluate what kind of a trader you are and which style suits you best. Okay, so we're just watching the hourly trend now going into tomorrow. Because we're chopping about, I don't really care as much about the trend. It's just choppy, right? So price action trend right now, not terribly important on the hourly time frame, in my opinion. It's really just all about this daily. How is this daily range? Okay, but either way, going into the end of the day tomorrow, if the bears are able to hold this high here of 76.03 and break 74.47, then they'll confirm this hourly downtrend and set that daily lower. I'm sorry. Set that daily higher high there, and then the bulls will be scouting. Can be scouting a higher low if you're looking for a trend continuation. But considering how we changed a trend like this and then got rejected, I don't love that at all. Again, I just prefer bottom fishing this range or bottom fishing this range if you're going long, and then top fishing top of this range or top fishing top. Other than that, not much going on. And so JKS didn't quite get to where we'd like it to get long. I still would prefer it there. Yeah, I was still. Anyway, daily downtrend is not confirmed yet, so they held this support. But even if we do see that bear trend, we're going to watch out for the potential of this support line to hold, the shelf of support, and The support is more clear on the arrow. We have 3 bottoms though, so you can already tell that the off is significant. But whatever the case may be, we're looking for this potential flag to play out. Looks like potentially a big old wonky looking flag. And so very similar to the last trade, we just want to make sure we're trying to get in hourly oversold conditions. I don't love that we're stair stepping down. You know, for these bounce plays, if you want that nice like initial bounce, like you want this, right? A waterfall down so that you get a nice bounce. That's a 17% bounce. So you can get a nice bounce to chop up and protect the rest of your position. Right? So ideally, we'll get a nice waterfall. So okay, so we'll be looking for something like this, right? We would just want to bottom fish these lows, the channel potential channel support, and this profit target. Honestly, it would just be for like partial. I wouldn't take it all off here because we have the potential. I wouldn't be surprised if we came up and tested this channel. Right? Maybe if anything, see what I try. Maybe if anything, I would try to look to take off over there as we approach the second standard deviation boundary line of the channel. Right. This is the only trade in the interim that I like. This one is unlikely. This short is unlikely to present itself tomorrow. Actually, that's not true. All right, so let's look left and see how. All right, so yeah, I still think this is fairly reasonable. Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if you got more than that RR. Okay, so let's see. The daily trend was defended, and the hourly trend is just like stair step. Pretty much it. Okay, run. Technically, we do have this daily trend change yesterday, but again, also just kind of basing. So we care more about these ranges. Areas of congestion that are very likely to offer resistance and, well, should they be broken. So bulls are struggling to get over this lowest close in this chop area. See, this is why I like to use the closes for of like chop zones, because they represent places where there was a lot of congestion, right? And that was just the lowest close is a significant place to where there was I guess a contention, right? There was a large battle between buyers and sellers. So this is kind of bearish to me, right? The fact that they can't get over this area, right? And so if there was another attempt in hourly overbought conditions, I think that would be just so. Quite far from here. Really, it's just the long in the near term that is setting up. Something like that, perhaps, if we're to come down and test this range. But eh, I would have a little caution just because of this situation, right? If the bulls had broken back over this last consolidation period before this big move up, I would add a lot of confidence. But because they are still struggling down here, a bit more apprehensive. So just a note. But yeah, just for some more potential follow through on this daily trend change, which doesn't look likely right now. The hourly time frame has not yet confirmed an hourly downtrend, but that is enough pullback so that the bears tomorrow can be scouting a lower high, an hourly lower high. So if we were to get 5-minute overbought, or really just even need to be overbought in this situation, kind of top fishing. Potential head and shoulders to play out. I think that's fairly reasonable. Okay, so 5-minute overbought into these resistance levels up here, all this chop. Not a bad place to look potentially short, and then maybe you can get all the way to this long target. FSLR. Ah. Okay, FSLR also range bound. The sector is really not doing that much, honestly. Hanging out. Okie doke. Yep, not much going on the daily time frame. This has the potential to scallop. It rejected very cleanly off of the pivot. Scallop is a continuous pattern with hook, then a sharp drop. This is not enough space for a daily higher low, so pretty bearish right now. That being said, the hourly trend is still healthy. Bulls are looking for an hourly higher low. Anything over 8.4 will be one. Okay, so if you are trying to scalp that hourly higher low, then ideally you'll do so 5-minute over conditions. Bottom fishing like that. I don't really love this trade. I personally I don't think I would take it. You know what? I'm not gonna set it up. And the reason why is because it's just so choppy. I just don't want to play like a higher low plays when you're in this like side. Just don't love it. Could it work? Yeah, it could work. But trading, it's not about trades that could work. You don't want to take trades that could work. You only want to take trades that should work. High conviction trades. So whatever, get that. Anyway, let's see. So ideally, what the Bulls will do tomorrow is show up, defend with a higher low, print to higher highs, and then see some more daily bounce follow through to head up and test this key resistance up here at 95.72. And a lower high against it is very, very likely. Okay, so we'll be looking out for shorts if we are able to come up here and test it. Otherwise, we're still looking for these range plays. Right now, we're getting really, really close to the edge of this channel support, and so it's about to be put up or shut up time, right, for the Bulls. They definitely don't want to lose this channel structure that has offered a good framework since March. They definitely don't want to lose that, right? That would be a bad look. That's the March lows. So we bounced off there from the March lows, and we've been ripping it pretty much the entire time. This one major consolidation, but most part just been ripping. So ideally the Bulls will maintain. If that's the case, then we'll just be looking to bottom fish this range in hourly oversold conditions. That's fine. I like hourly should come up a little bit to meet. And we would just look to test maybe the top of the range. I think this is a reasonable. Okie dokie, let's see. Plug. Okay, so Plug Bull is unable to get back into this channel that we were watching. It contained the entire move as well. So basically, they don't. The FSLR bulls they don't want that to happen. But the Plug Bulls still have the potential to save it, right? This is a huge move up, and when you get a big move up like that, well, flag, right? So far consolidation is relatively healthy, mostly sideways. Printed this higher low, confirmed the higher low today, although looks like at the end of the day there was a bit of selling. At the end of the day, not terribly high volume. So not super concerning yet, although that's not a lot of bounce follow through. So the bulls tomorrow will ideally show up again and print some high. Oh, not a bad start. Print higher highs tomorrow, make some more space on the daily time frame to have bulls looking for a potential daily higher low. Right now, if we were to correct from here, that would not be a good look. But that being said, considering how it has the potential to be a flag, we may have enough information for some channel structure. If this pivot prints tomorrow, if this is the higher high and then we pull back, then we can maybe look for some channel structure. But we could also assume probability is right. So didn't quite get to the target for the short. We were looking for a potential backtest of the channel. We can actually Actually, oh, that's funny. Yep, didn't quite get to target for the short. And so, what are we looking out for? It just like channel plays potential hourly oversold. And definitely there are top fish add as well. This looks like it has the more potential to set up tomorrow. I like that. Okay, so we'll want to adjust. This is a lot of after hours activity, so the RSI is getting a little wonky. So remember, if we're looking for that daily pivot, we want hourly oversold conditions. If we're looking for that hourly pivot, we want 5-minute overbought conditions. But yeah, that's pretty much it that we're looking out for plug. If the bulls can show up tomorrow and continue with some trend continuation, then they will be looking up at all-time high resistance of 25.49, and that's it. And then key support on the daily time frame, of course, is $22. If the bears show up tomorrow, break this support, then that is a confirmed daily downtrend, and bulls will be scouting a weekly higher low. All right, that about covers it. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you all soon.